Hi guys, and welcome back to another video again with the Powers. I'm Jake.
I'm Cierra.
And we are at the end of April, so it is time for our What Board Game Got Backed, where Cierra is trying to guess what board games I backed in a certain month. And for this month, it is the month of April. So we had a lot of great projects available in the month of April. I would say I backed a little more projects than I have in the past, and it was very hard not to back a lot of these projects because they were so good. But I was still, I think I was like under, it was pretty good. I was under like $200, I think, for all the projects combined. Maybe right around there. So it's not bad. Normally I spend like 50 to 100. But you'll see some of these projects is really tough not to back them. But I did. So we have 14 projects that we are looking at today. Out of the 14 projects, I have backed 6 of them.
Jeez, okay.
Okay. But they were all like, a majority of them were like 15, like to 30 bucks, like smaller backs. So that's why there's a lot of them. But as always, guys, let's go ahead and jump right to the computer screen where I got everything set up. All right. So we are taking a look at the first one. This is The Last Kingdom. The board game. Okay.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. And he keeps going like that.
This is The Last Kingdom, the board game. So this is an officially licensed game from the Netflix series The Last Kingdom. So this is going to be a area control type game where you are going to select a leader, and so your leader is going to be, they have 10 different leaders, all characters from the actual game. So you have Uhtred, you have...
Movie, or TV show.
Yeah, from the TV show and movie, correct. So you're going to have like the characters, I think they had them down here. Yeah, so Uhtred, King Alfred, Ragnar, Ethelwald, Guthrum, Aelswith, Eric and Siegfried, Ada, Breda, and Ethelfled. So you'll choose one of these leaders, and then it's almost like a area control type, like you're trying to gain a faction. And so my understanding is it like on your turn, you're going to have cards, you're going to be able to play these cards, and you're going to align yourself with different factions like the Saxons or the, I don't remember what they call them. They're not called the Vikings, but you remember what they were called? The Saxons and the... I can't remember.
Is it not Vikings?
I think we called them Vikings, but I can't remember their actual name. But yeah, you can see all the characters here. It comes with miniatures, and that's essentially what it is. But what's kind of cool is you can switch your factions up. So just because, like, say I'm playing as a Viking person, I can become another faction, like I can be a traitor.
You're just that where it was talking about factions. Go down. And we might see it. Keep going. Right there, the faction with the higher strength. The Danes.
Danes, there it is, yeah. So that's the Danes. So essentially how the game works is there's a draft phase where we're passing cards back and forth, kind of like planted or whatever, and we're selecting our cards, and then we go to a conflict phase where we can take different actions and turns, and then so you take an action and then you resolve the conflict at the end, and whoever has the most strength. And so, like, it's got like a competitive feel to it, but also like an aligning type feel. So, like, I can say I want to align with you one turn, but then let's say I want to align with somebody else the next turn, I can switch my factions back and forth to get the most points. And like when the conflict is resolved, whoever has the most will get victory points at the end of the game. And then so like this person would get 8 victory points, and then I think the game is played over a couple rounds. And so after a couple rounds, you will determine the winner by the whoever has the most victory points. But there was only one price that you could back this game at, and it was $55. You get the game and you get custom card sleeves for the game. But this is the Last Kingdom board game.
So initially, I didn't think you backed it, but I'm kind of thinking you might have. 55 is not bad. It's not great. You like yourself some card sleeves.
So I actually did not back this.
Okay.
I
went back and forth.
I actually did back it, and then I kept looking more into it, and then I watched some of the videos, and then after watching some of the gameplay, I ended up canceling my pledge, just because I felt like this is really a multi-person game.
Yeah. Not 2 players.
It's not a 2-player game, I feel like, at all, because like the main crux of the game is being able to switch those alliances. And so like if I'm the Danes and you're the Saxons, there's no point where I'm ever going to want to become your ally, because I need to be able to contest an area as well.
Yeah.
So we would always be competing each other. And so this is going to be like a 3 to 4 player game, because
3 to 5 player.
But like I think it'll be best like with a minimum of 3 players, because then one person can align with one person and like they can go back and forth. So but yeah, this is Last Kingdom board game. I did not end up backing this.
It does sound kind of cool though.
It does sound kind of cool.
I kind of want to try it.
Yeah, I just didn't know. Again, like you need a group, and that's how it works.
Maybe we can get one of the board game places we go to buy it, and they'll let us try it.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next game. This is called Ecosfera, Rewilding the World. Okay, so this is a cooperative deck building type game where you are trying to save the world or save the planet. Excuse me. And so kind of how it works is you're going to have these element cards, and you like any deck building game, you're going to have a starting hand, and then you're going to use these element cards to collect fauna cards or like plant and tree cards, okay? Those will then go into your deck, and then you will then use these fauna and tree cards to collect animals. And then you will then use the animals to gain like certain biomes. And the object of the game is to have animals in each of these 7 biomes. And so depending on the combination of animals you have, like you'll be able to put them in the biomes and collect that. But you must watch out for the disaster tiles. There are disaster cards, and I'll kind of show you down here. So like those are the animal kingdom cards. Those are the plant and fungi element. These are the disaster cards. If you ever have like a certain amount of disaster cards, I believe you have to take a disaster tile. So this is kind of how it plays, setting up. And then, with the right combination of elements, you get the plants. With the right combination of plants, you get the animals, and then you get the biomes. But if you can't achieve anything on your turn, you would get a disaster card. And then if you have 3 of the same element, you'll also get a disaster card, and your turn is over. And then you take these disaster tiles, and then once you get 7 disaster tiles, I think, it's the end of the game. And so, to combat this as well, they give you like 3 tokens, which give you extra abilities. So you can do different things like swap cards with other players, draw another card, etc. And again, your goal is to complete all these different biomes. So this is Ecosfera. They had a couple different pledges. They had a print and play for $10. The Kickstarter edition was 27 euros, so about $32. This was their early bird special, and then they had the base game with the expansion for about 45 euros, around 50 bucks. And then you could get 2 of them as well. But this is Ecosfera, Rewilding the World, a cooperative deck building game for 1 to 4 players.
It kind of sounds similar to a game we have.
What game?
The one where it's like in the lines, and we are trying to get them and then build up.
Meadow?
Meadow, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. It still sounds different though, and we like ourselves nature-y games. The thing that's making me hesitant is because you said most of what you bought is like $15. This is not 15. That's double 15. So I'm not sure.
What do you think?
I'm not sure.
You gotta make a decision.
I don't want to make a decision.
You have to guess. Did I back it or not?
I don't want to be wrong.
What did your gut tell you right now?
You did not back it. You did back it.
Okay, you are correct. I did back this. So yeah, so I did back it for
either way.
I did back it for some of the reasons that you said. It is a nature theme.
Yeah.
I know you love.
I like deck building.
Yeah, I know you love the nature themes. I do like deck building as well.
You've been talking about deck building a lot.
I have been talking about deck building a lot, and for me, this is a unique thing. Like most deck building games are not cooperative, and
this is cooperative.
This is a cooperative where you're working together. And so this is, and like what was cool is like it's like a level up system. So like I said, like you have the element cards, you use those to buy the plants, then you use those to buy the animals, and then you use the animals to collect the biomes. And so like that was really cool that there's different levels that you're trying to achieve. But yes, this is a cooperative game. We are working together to try and complete these 7 biomes by...
I didn't notice it was cooperative. That probably would have even had me thinking more so that you buy it because you like cooperative and you like deck building.
Yeah, so...
Look at the zebra.
Yeah, and like the animals, like what's cool is like, I think normally I would not go for like this artwork on cards, but for me it's almost like a watercolor type artwork, and like
I don't think that's called watercolor, but it does have a name. But
like to me, like the trees and stuff looked like okay, but the animal cards I looked at just looked gorgeous.
I think it all looks really cool.
And it looks phenomenal, and I do love the way the elements look and things like that. So
not the typical just
so I did back the Kickstarter edition, so we get the game stretch goals, we get the print and play version, and like I said, I think it was like $32. But this is Ecosfera, Rewilding the World, a cooperative deck building game. All right, moving on to the next one.
You told me.
This is Townsfolk Tussle, Foul Neighbors and Odd Jobs. So this is an expansion.
I was going to say, you told me about the other one.
Yeah, this is an expansion to the game Townsfolk Tussle, but you could also pick up the base game in this one as well. And so Townsfolk Tussle, if you guys are not familiar, is a boss battler type game where you're going to select a character and you'll be fighting different bosses, but it has this very cartoony, like Looney Tunes type feel. This is a game that I've had on my list for a long time, and so here's some of the creepy people that are in the game. They're called ruffians, and so you will be battling these ruffians across a board. And you have funny characters like, Frigid Jones, who's a fridge.
So you're working co-op?
Yeah, it's a cooperative boss battler type game where you're picking your character and you're gonna pick a boss, and basically you're just fighting the boss on this game board and things like that.
Okay, you didn't get it because of the price.
Correct.
But I do think you want it.
I do want it. She's smart. Yes, I did not get it because of the price. Very pricey game. And as much as I wanted this game, because it has been on my list for a while, there is a major boss battler game that I have incoming. And so that is a lot of content in that one. So I'm passing on all future boss battlers for the time being until that comes in. But mainly the price had to do with it for that one. But this is Townsfolk Tussle. Again, this definitely appeals to me if you like boss battlers.
Yeah, you've showed me that one before. But boss battlers are definitely your style of game. Yes.
All right, guys, moving on to the next one. So this is Nekojima. Okay, so this is a very interesting dexterity type game. And so in Nekojima, what you are doing is you are going to be you're going to draw a card, and there's going to be like a little board with different sections. There's going to be a board with different sections on the bottom, and the card is going to tell you where to put these little, these pillars, and I'll scroll down here of how it works. So there's kind of the board and what it looks like. So this is a 1 to 5 player game. And keep scrolling down. So that's kind of what the game will look like. Stretch goals. How to play. Okay. So I'm sorry. You'll roll a dice, not draw a card. So you're going to roll a dice and determine by the dice you're going to choose the denshu, which are these little pillars with the strings in them. And then you're going to stack these on top of each other or in certain areas. But you cannot have any of the cables touching or anything like that, or it's a disqualification. And it's kind of like a Jenga. Has elements to Jenga to it, and then sometimes you have to beware of the cats, because there's a black dot or side of the dice that you have to then hang a cat on these ropes. And again, the purpose is you got to be careful not to knock all of this over. So it's just it's a very interesting take on, I guess you could say, Jenga. It does have some type of balancing components to it, and then you throw in the hanging cats that, that's a weight, and you can put the cat on any direction that you like, but that's kind of essentially how the game works. So the exclusive pledge, which is the base pledge, is 38 euros. So you're probably looking around $43, $44 for that. Or you could have got the collector's pledge for 85 euros, which just basically gave you an expansion, the neoprene dice mat, basically deluxeified the game. But this is a competitive game. It's not cooperative by any means. You are competing to see who does not knock over the Nekojima, I guess you could say. But this is Nekojima. Welcome to the Cat Island, a never before seen dexterity game.
I don't think you backed it just because of price, but I do think it sounds kind of cool. I don't know how many times we play it. I know if we could afford it, you would want the dice mat version and all of that and stuff. But that is my guess. It is a really interesting, unique game.
Yeah, you are correct. I did not back this. This was a tough one for me.
Yeah, we had talked about, you had shown me this one a while back.
Yeah, I showed you it. This is a tough one for me. Again, I just think the concept of the game is really fun and really cool. I do agree with you. I don't know how often we would get this to the table.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And I wasn't really sure how it would feel as a two-player game. I think this is kind of more of a party type-ish game. But you never know. But again, if I was going to back, I was actually going to back the $38 pledge, the basic pledge. But yeah, I mean, this was just a tough one. There is other games on my list that I actually wanted to back instead of this that I think we would play a lot more. And so that was kind of my decision. But again, this game did interest me a lot. All right, moving on. So the next one, we have Point City plus Deep Dive. So this is 2 games in one, or you could get them separate. So this is from the people that have brought you Point Salad, Calico, and Cascadia. Okay, this is AEG and Flat Out Games. So basically, Point City is the successor to Point Salad, the game Point Salad, and then Deep Dive is a whole another game for them. So Point City in itself is a follow-up to the smash hit Point Salad. It's a fast and fun card drafting, engine building game for 1 to 4 players. There's over 150 unique buildings, so you can create a completely different city each time that you play. Okay, what?
You like your city building games.
So basically you're gonna have a bunch of different cards with points values on them, and basically in Point Salad, the goal was you're just trying to collect cards with points. It's basically the same thing, except now in order to collect these cards, you have to have these resources in your hand in order to get them, and then you're gonna score points, and whoever deck has the most points at the end of the game will be victorious. All right, and then you have Deep Dive, which is a simple, fast, fun, push your luck set collection game for 1 to 6 players. And you're basically it's a penguin themed game, and you're gonna waddle of penguins to deep dive into the ocean to amass the most bountiful collection of food. And so my understanding is you're gonna flip over an ocean tile to see what you reveal. You'll take what you reveal in the shallows or dive deeper, hoping for a larger catch, but watch out, the deeper you go, the more plentiful the predators become. So again, you're playing as a penguin, and you're trying to get food and other resources, and it has that push your luck element to it, where you can go deeper and try and collect some stuff, but you gotta be careful of the sharks and other things that are gonna eat you as a penguin. So as you surface with food, you'll build sets of 3 colors, complete sets to score the maximum number of points by targeting the colors that you need. The game ends when one of the depths of the ocean has been fully explored, and the penguin waddled with the best set of food wins. Okay, so that's kind of some of the collections there. So it has, reminds me a little bit of Namaji with the colored fishes and collecting them for points. So what you could do, there's a couple options you had with these games. So you could do the print and play versions of both these games for $10. The Point City just by itself was $19 US. Deep Dive by itself was $19 US. And then Point City plus Deep Dive was $35 US. So Point City plus Deep Dive. What are you thinking?
I think you at least got one of them, but I could see you getting both. At the very least, I think you got Deep Dive.
What's your guess? What was your good take?
I'm gonna say Deep Dive or both. That's my gut.
I ended up getting both.
Haha. I was pretty sure you got both.
I ended up giving. I definitely saw Deep Dive, and I was like, this is a Cierra type game. Yes. She loves her set collection type games. She loves penguins. And actually, and like. I kind of do like that push your luck games as well, because it's like the anticipation of you never know what's gonna come next. So that was pretty cool. And then
Point City, you like your city building games,
yes,
and engine building. But when you were talking about it, you seemed like something was like you're like I don't know.
Like Point City. I didn't know that. I've always wanted to try Point Salad.
Yeah, I've wanted to try Point Salad.
We saw it, and so this was an opportunity for me to get Point City, and so that was one of those where, like, again, I'm getting the Kickstarter version of both these games for only $35. So I was like, I was gonna get Deep Dive anyway, and then because that was $20 by itself, and then I'm like, well, Point City for only $15, like Point Salad for retail right now, I think is like $20 to $25. Most stores have it for $20 to $25. And so I do like my city building games, and so it was a way to get
one for you, one for me.
Yeah, get one for me, one for you. But you are correct. I did get both of these for $35. All right, this is Santorini Co-op in Deluxe Pantheon Edition.
Did we already talk about this?
We did.
In a video?
We had made a video about this, talking about it, our thoughts. So, of course, you know that we have backed this game.
We have backed.
So, had to throw that one in there.
But I forgot which one we said we were backing.
We did the new version and the new version and
upgrade.
No, we didn't do the upgrade kit. Is the one below that. Like, keep going. That one. So we did the Pantheon. We did the Pantheon edition plus Riddle of the Sphinx. So it was right around $109 US, and then I tried I'm gonna try the synth cards. You can
for 18.
For 18 you can upgrade to synth for both of them.
That's cool. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
So I tried the synth to see how that would feel. But yes, this is Santorini Co-op. If you guys, we're not going to talk about this a whole lot. We actually have a video on our channel talking about this game. So if you'd like to know more about this Kickstarter page, I'll probably go ahead and link that video somewhere up here. You can check that out. But this is
what gods are unlocked so far?
Let's check.
That's what I'm doing.
But Santorini is a fun little game, and we enjoyed it. And I like how they're deluxifying it, bringing you extra buildings. Oh, there it is right there. So we got 4 new gods.
Should we start up top?
Well, we've already done all those.
Okay.
What else did we unlock? 4 new gods. Numbering. We got 3 new maps for the Phoenix.
4 more new gods. New special, the King.
Dice gets engraving. 4 new gods. Golden Fleece miniature.
Oh, cool.
Tray thickness increases. All right. Many more adventure book pages. 4 more new gods. All unique worker sculpts. That's cool. 4 new gods. Sisyphus.
Yeah. Boulder. Okay.
3 new maps. Talus. 8 new gods.
Did you know a bone in your foot is named after this guy?
That's funny.
It's called your talus bone.
Ocean board, UV, and supersized dice. So we have hit all the stretch goals.
Wow.
Nice.
That's going to be really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Look at the waves of the ocean board will gain a shiny UV coating to make the shimmering waters around Santorini sparkle.
That's cool.
So she's excited about that one. I am too. So we explained why we backed the game. Go ahead and check out that video. Again, I'll link it right up there. But this is Santorini Co-op in Deluxe Pantheon Edition. All right, this one, let's go to Japan, from AEG. So let's go to Japan is basically a game where you are going to Japan and you are going around to different stores, different sites, and these are all depicted on cards. And so you're earning points by making the most out of your favorite activities and fulfilling your personal goals. So things like eating ramen at the best place, visiting an anime museum, taking part in drumming classes. And so, yeah, it's just a fun card game with a little bit of resources there that you're going to need. And you're going to have different tracks on a board. But this is Let's Go to Japan. You're bouncing between Tokyo and Kyoto and trying to find all the best tourist attractions, okay? So the base pledge here is 39 US dollars, and then they had the deluxe pledge for 70 US dollars, which really, that was the standard edition. You're just getting cardboard punch outs, but the deluxe version would come wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. In the game, cool. Gold foil embossed box. It adds a 5th player. Everything is upgraded to wooden tokens. You get cloth bags. And the scoreboard pad was upgraded to a travel journal. All right, and so basically just deluxifying your game. Then the coolest thing is you get the premium upgrade of 4 custom Nami printed ceramic bowls.
That's pretty cool. I don't think you backed this game just for the price, but I do think it's, I don't know, it's something we would try at the same time. But I think
you are correct. I'll let you know, you're correct. Yeah, I mean, again, I told you, this was a hard month. This game does look interesting. I do love games by AEG. And so they make, I believe they make one of my other favorite games, Dice City. I think they make Dice City.
Yeah, it looks like similar artwork.
If I'm not mistaken. But I do like AEG. I do like their games. I have backed one of their other games that's coming here pretty soon. And so, but again, yeah, I mean, it's just I wanted to get this $70 price because I think those.
The cloth. I want the cloth.
I want the cloth, but I think those ceramic bowls too are just so awesome. Yeah. Very nice. And so, but yeah, for $70, again, with a lot of the other games I spent, it's just, I can't do it. So, but this is Let's Go to Japan from AEG. It actually did pretty good, $703,000.
It honestly is one that we would back if we had more money.
Yeah, Porter backed this.
Oh, good.
Porter back. So when he gets it, we can try.
I bet Porter did the $70.
Yeah, he did the $70 one. But yeah, all right, guys, that is Let's Go to Japan. All right, moving on to the next one, guys. We have Terminus. So Terminus is...
this was the Tetris one, and I knew about that.
Terminus is a game of subway building and resource management for 2 to 5 players. This is coming from Inside Up Games, the same people that made Earth, which is the hottest game, in the past couple months here. Earth is blowing up. Everybody's trying to get their hands on that copy. So this is coming from the same people that made this, so this is going to get a lot of buzz. But again, Terminus is you are a subway contractor, and what you are essentially trying to do is you are trying to build a subway route on this board, and that is going to be depicted by your lines, okay? And you're going to be trying to do a bunch of different things. You can take a bunch of different actions, like there's resource management, marketplace actions, and so you get there's the main board, you got cards, upgrade tiles, wooden pieces, meeples, all that jazz. Trying to figure out how to play. So what you're going to do is you'll take actions on your turn. So some of these actions include being able to develop, so construct your developments to unlock new actions. You'll be able to lobby, so obtain private agendas. You'll be able to improve your abilities, become more efficient. You go to the market, supply, you can increase and build capacity, and then obviously build your rails and stations. And you can even build off other players, and then you will score. You earn prestige for building the best subway line and completing the projects. And so the winner will support the person who has the most victory points, as always. And then there is a 2-player autonomous mode that is included in the game. But yeah, this is Terminus, the board game right here. I believe the only pledge was, the only available pledge was 74 Canadian dollars, which is
55.
55. So 55 US dollars. You're getting all of this content right here, which I'm not going to list all that out because I have a lot of stuff. The cool thing is, for backing with the Kickstarter gift, all of the coins in the game will be metal coins. So all of your cash coins, I believe it said it.
And metal markers.
And metal markers. There's a thing that showed it. I can't see if I can find it really quickly. No, that's in Spanish. Yeah, so here's what it is. So all of these coins right here and these markers will be metal, which, I mean, that is usually, most games have metal markers and coins as an add-on for like 20 to 25 bucks. So this is around $40 to $50 worth of, bonuses for the game. And so that's a pretty good value. But this is Terminus, the board game, coming to you from Inside Up, the same people that did Earth.
I don't think you backed it just because, it has a ton of components, and I'm not always for this. And it was relatively more expensive, and you already spent a lot of money.
You're correct. I did not back this. This one really wasn't about the money because I think this is great value.
Like worth it, yeah.
I think it's great value because let's say you think about it. Let's just say the coins, you value those and the markers at like $20, right? The game is $55. You're essentially paying $35 for a game. Really, for me, it was just a theme. The theme of the game it didn't interest me. And then here's what else worried me about the game is I'm always hesitant of a game where you have to come up with a 2-player mode in your game. And so what that tells me is the game was not really designed for 2 players. It was designed for a higher player count since you're having to come up with its own 2-player variant. And so I got nervous about that. And so that is pretty much the 2 reasons why I decided to not back this. And I actually made a Should You Back video about this, if you guys watched that. And that's the same reason why I said I was not backing this game.
Oh, I should have watched it. I could have had it.
You could have, yeah.
I don't watch our own videos.
You might want to watch our videos every now and again. But this is Terminus, guys. And I think this actually did pretty good as well. 258,000 Canadian. Looking for, 3,000 backers. That's not bad. And I just think it'd get a lot of buzz because of the Earth. Like Earth is getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next game. We have Unmatched Adventures Tales to Amaze.
Do we have Unmatched?
We do not have Unmatched.
I've heard of Unmatched.
Yeah, Unmatched is like it's like a skirmish type game where usually there's like 3 or 4. Like they have a bunch of different Unmatches. They have like Marvel Unmatches.
Okay, yeah,
I've
seen
they
them.
have some of these.
I think there's a Harry Potter Unmatched.
I think there's Harry Potter Unmatched too. They have one that's like, they got weird characters like Achilles is in one. I think.
There's Scooby-Doo one or something.
There might be, I don't know.
Something weird, yeah.
They got a bunch of Unmatches, that's all I know. But this one in Tales to Amaze, normally this is a head-to-head competitive. This one is a cooperative version. And in this one, you are actually taking on conspiracy creatures, I guess you could say. So like one of the creatures you'll fight is the Mothman. And then I believe, 2 diabolical villains. So you have the Mothman and Martian invaders, okay? And so you will be working as a team to take this on. Some of the heroes are Dr. Jill Trent, Annie Christmas, Nikola Tesla, and the Golden Bat, okay? And then what I do believe I've seen is that you can even use some of your other characters if you have any other Unmatched, some more ways to play. So you can play other heroes in this one. You can play these heroes in a straight up Unmatched games and then play any heroes completely with the Tales to Amaze game board for up to 5 players. So we don't own any Unmatched, but I figured this could be a good opportunity for us to get into the series because it's a cooperative play. But that's kind of how it works. You're picking your character. There's the board. You have cards in your hand that you're going to be able to move around, and it's got like an initiative track where you're going to flip over a card or like a little token, and it's going to say player 2 goes, or player 1, or the Mothman goes, all right? So the base pledge of here is $60. This is going to get you the game, the promo Alien and Doom miniatures, the foil card pack, and access to the pledge manager. And that was the only available pledge you could get for $60 to get all of this. But this is Unmatched Tales to Amaze.
I kind of think you might have backed this. You like co-op and you love conspiracies.
I do like co-ops,
but the price is what gets me. Still. And it's a little similar to our other game with like Wolfman and
Horrified.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure. I'm gonna just say you backed it, but I think I might be wrong.
I did not actually back this. She should have went with her gut because she was right on the last part. I did not back this because even though this would be a cool entry point to get into this game, this does remind me of Horrified a lot, and you're like, I love those classic monster creatures, and so I think instead of backing this, I'd rather go and buy the American Monsters version of Horrified, because that one has the Mothman, the Bigfoot, and all that, and I think that really, like that retail, I think it's like $30. Okay. So it's significantly cheaper. But again, this is just a really cool. I mean, Unmatched is massive, like $481,000 made on this campaign. There is, they got a bunch of these, and so but I mean that's kind of why I didn't back it along with the price. A lot of other great games.
Should have gone with my gut. I had a feeling you didn't back it because of being similar to Horrified, but it does sound kind of cool.
Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we have the Project L reprint plus new expansion.
Back.
If you watched our video on Saving Sunday, you know that I spoiled this one. I did back this.
I already knew you would back it though.
Again, I mean, this is a game that is right up her alley. I mean, she will probably want to play this game all the time and completely destroy me. But Project L, I mean, it does look really fun and really cool to me. Basically, as I said in the game, you're going to grab these little tiles, you're going to draft these tiles on your turn, and you'll take one, and then you'll have these little acrylic pieces. And as you can see here, your goal is to try and put the pieces together to fill the area. When you do, you'll go ahead and score the victory points in the top left-hand corner, and then you will gain another piece as that reward. So it's very puzzly, it's very strategic, and you can have multiple of these puzzles in your play area at one time. And so the goal is you're going to be able to complete a certain amount of puzzles, and then whoever completes I don't know the official way to end the game, but I think it's like the first person that completes like 5 puzzles or 6 puzzles, whatever, you add up those victory points of all the puzzles that you completed, and that person will be the winner of the game. This one does come with the Kickstarter version. This is the Kickstarter version of the original game, so you'll get the extra content, which is more tiles, more cards, and this does come with the Phoenix expansion, which will allow you to play the game with 6 players, I think. I believe it's 6 players. You can play it with up to 6 players, and then it just gives you more challenging puzzles. So these go up to 6 points in this expansion. Yeah, Phoenix expansion allows you to play 6-player games. But yeah, this is Project L, a unique puzzly type game that kind of has Tetris elements to it, but it's right up her alley. I saw this and I was like, yeah, I'm back here for her.
I love puzzle-y games and Tetris and making things shape and move and all of that.
Yeah. But this is a reprint, so the original game came out in 2018. But all right, that is Project L reprint plus the new expansion.
You backed it.
All right, on to the next one, Doomlings Overlush.
You better have backed it or else.
I did back it. Doomlings, if you ever watched any of our video,
that's what we started with.
This is the very first video we started with on our channel was Doomlings, and so we have
pictures on our Instagram.
We have a fond bond with Doomlings, so they came out with Overlush, and we ended up backing it. So I know this drew a lot of controversy for a lot of people because they kind of made it to like a trading card game in a sense with these packages, but that is, we're not here to get into all that. But yeah, we back Doomlings Overlush. I was like, yeah. I ended up backing the.
You okay?
Yeah.
Can you breathe?
Yeah. Yeah. We ended up backing the Doomlings Essential Tier, which was the base game, the expansion with 60 cards, an exclusive set, a Doomlings plushie, and a applicable stretch goal. You could switch out the base game with another mystery expansion pack, which I did. And then by doing this, you also got access to the Kickstarter goals, which was this was the base tier. Where's the stretch goals? Down here. They're down here somewhere. Those are all the cards in the games. The box comes with 4 mystery stretch goals. Here we go. So you got access to just new cards, 4 different cards, some first player medal tokens. I thought there was like and you got a new expansion. So the Meaning of Life expansion, all applicable tiers will receive that. And then 8 new secret cards that are unlocked as well. So you basically just got more cards, a free new expansion, and other things like that. But yeah, Doomlings Overlush, we went ahead and backed that one. So
check.
So the next 2, because we have 2 left, so I'm going to go ahead and preview both of them, and then you will make your decision. So this is Mindbug Beyond, okay? So this is a sequel to the smash hit Mindbug. Okay, Mindbug is a card dueling type game with all types of crazy madness from all types of different universes. And so kind of what they do is, again, it's strictly a 2-player game. This is a standalone expansion which can be played by itself. But like they have crazy, all the cards are just insane. So like Cursed Werewolf was one. If you could see this one up here, this was like a Super Hippo, so Captain Hippo, which is a Superman version, but he's a hippopotamus. So they have all these funny and silly, unique, different cards, and it's kind of like Woodland's Wizard, where they have different numbers, and then based upon the numbers on the cards, you're going to be the winner, but they also have different effects that you do as well. And so it's just it's a silly game that I heard a lot of good things about it from the original one, and so I saw this one, and that definitely piqued my interest. And the base pledge, I believe, was $35. In that, you get the Evolution set and the Eternity set, which are basically 2 sets you can play right out the box. 104 cards, you get life trackers, and you get the promo pack. The upgraded pledge was for $55. You get both packs again. You get 8 foil Mindbugs, so 8 cards that have a foil finish, and then you get premium life tokens that are wooden instead of just cardboard punch-outs. And then you have the Beyonder Pledge, which is all that stuff, plus a deluxe storage box, play mats, everything like that. And then the Swarm Pledge is 4 of those. But, 90 for the top pledge, 55 euros for the middle, and then $35 for the base pledge. So this is Mindbug Beyond, a 2-player card battler, crazy card battler type game. All right. The next one is Mandala Mind, the card game. Okay, so this is a 1 to 2 player cooperative puzzle-y type game where you play as the frame of a mind of a person who's like meditating, and this person is distracted at the beginning of their meditation, and your goal is to help them focus. Once focus has been achieved, you will succeed in bringing them into play. And again, it's like a puzzle type game where you are trying to get these in a certain pattern, and you have different special effects, and it's a cooperative type game. So we are working together to align his different chakras, I guess, is what you would like to do. And so your different frames of mind, compassion, peace, joy, and understanding. So you're going to use these frames to navigate a grid of mandala cards and remove distractions. You're going to combo abilities together, and it has like 5 different scenarios. So again, 1 to 2 player game. Setup time, fast and easy. Just looks very unique to me. Sometimes these card games, these small card games, are quick and easy to get out there. But this would have been $14 for the base pledge. So I backed one of these games out of Mandala Mind or Mindbug.
I have no idea. I'm not sure for once which one you backed. I think I'm leaning towards Mindbug because you're getting all excited about the player versus player, or the, what'd you call it? Card
Battler.
card battler. But I like a lot of puzzly games, and you like co-op, and that puts them together. But I don't think I understand this one that much, is my problem. So this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did back Mandala Mine over Mindbug. While Mindbug does look interesting, again, there is a... sometimes we don't like these two-player battler type games, and there is a two-player battler type game that is launching in the fall that we are exclusively waiting on.
Oh.
And so all two-player card battler type games are off the table.
That makes sense, yeah.
While we wait on that one. But yeah, so I looked at Mandala Mine. It just looked very interesting to me, right? Like, again, I'm in the same boat as you. I really haven't read through a lot of this, so I don't understand how the game fully works, but I like the coloring of the cards. It's very colorful. It is a cooperative game, and it's a puzzle type game, so it's definitely something that we both enjoy. Mm-hmm. And again, it was only $14.
Yeah.
And so, like I said earlier, sometimes a lot of these smaller games are hit and miss. But for $14, a smaller box game like that, we don't always enjoy getting out a big game and spending a lot of games. So with a quick, easy setup, this looks like something that we would enjoy. But this is Mandala Mine, the card game. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in for this long video. Again, April was a crazy long month with a lot of good games. And so you got to see some of the games that I have backed that is coming to us. So definitely a good mix, I feel, of games that like I'm gonna like, and then games that you're gonna like, and then games that like we might enjoy together. So I think this was like the first ever time where I kind of like evened almost everything out. Like 2 games that I like, 2 games that you like, and then like 2 games
that were like combined.
That were combined liking together. So it kind of all worked out. But yeah, April was a very tough month with a lot of great games that I had to fight myself on, but I got to keep reminding myself that like I have other game with a certain theme or the way of how you play them on the way. So like when I see a certain game like that, like basically what I'm alluding to is like Townsfolk Tussle.
Yeah.
Like I have to remind myself when I see a game like that, I'm like, ooh, this interests me. But then I'm like, wait, I already have a game like that I've backed. So I need to wait till I get that one before I back that one, if that makes sense. But, all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in for April's version of Board Game Got Backed.
I have one more thing.
Yes.
I was going to say we should count how many board games you have backed in general right now. We did it not too long ago, and it was like 40 something. Well, we should, I bet it's way higher.
We'll do a video. We might do a video on like what are the top 3 board games. I might show you some of the board games that I have backed, and we should do like a video of the like top 3 most anticipated board games
that
I have. Because like for example, like I know one of them you'd like is Aqua Garden.
Yeah.
Like we backed that, so like that'd be kind of cool. I think we should do a video.
No,
like
tell
that.
the people.
Yeah, well, catch up, man. I know that. That's coming. But all right, guys. Well, we always enjoy you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. And y'all have a great one. Bye.
Bye.